Hello, everybody. This is Mark Hutten, and I wanted to talk today briefly about Asperger's children and poor concentration. And I also wanted to give you some tips that you can give your child's teacher so that she will be able to help your child with his poor concentration. Now, first of all, let's look at why some Asperger's children have problems with concentration. One reason for poor concentration is that Asperger's students tend to be easily distracted by internal stimuli. For example, they may be sitting there looking at the teacher as if they are paying attention, but in their mind, they're actually focusing on and fantasizing about their passion or their favorite subject. Another reason for poor concentration is these children tend to have problems sustaining focus on classroom activities. Now, often it's not that the attention is poor, but rather that the focus is odd. And what I mean by that is the Asperger's child can't figure out what is relevant, so his attention is focused on both relevant and irrelevant stimuli. In other words, sometimes he's paying attention to the points that the teacher is trying to get across. Other times he's paying attention to other things that have nothing to do with the lesson. Another reason for poor concentration is Asperger's kids tend to withdraw into complex inner worlds in a manner much more intense than is typical of daydreaming. And lastly, Asperger's kids tend to have difficulty learning in a group situation. Since parents are not in the classroom to help their Asperger's child, they should share information with their child's teachers, information that will help the teachers employ educational techniques specific to the Asperger's child. So that's what we'll look at next. Here are some suggestions that you, the parent of an Asperger's child, should share with your child's teachers. First of all, a tremendous amount of regimented external structure must be provided if the Asperger's student is going to be productive in the classroom. Assignments should be broken down into small units, and frequent teacher feedback and redirection should be offered. Asperger's students with severe concentration problems benefit from timed work sessions. This helps them to organize themselves. Classwork that is not completed within the time limit or classwork that's done carelessly should be made up during the child's own time. For example, during recess or during the time used for pursuit of special interests. Students with Asperger's can sometimes be very stubborn, so they need firm expectations and a structured program that teaches them that compliance with rules leads to positive reinforcement. This kind of program motivates the Asperger's child to be productive, thus enhancing self-esteem and lowering stress levels because the child sees himself as being competent. In the case of the mainstreamed student with Asperger's, poor concentration, slow clerical speed, and severe disorganization may make it necessary to lessen his homework load and lessen his classwork load, and also to provide time in a resource room where a special education teacher can provide the additional structure he needs to complete classwork and homework. Some Asperger's students are so unable to concentrate in chaotic group environments that it places undue stress on parents to expect that they spend hours each night trying to get through homework with their Asperger's child. Also, the teacher should actively encourage the Asperger's child to leave his inner thoughts and fantasies behind and refocus on the real world. Now, this is going to be a constant battle because the comfort of that inner world is much more attractive than anything in real life to the Asperger's child. For many Asperger's students, even free play needs to be structured because they can become so immersed in solitary, ritualized fantasy play that they lose touch with reality. Encouraging the Asperger's child to play a board game with one or two others under close supervision not only structures play, but also offers an opportunity to practice social skills. So, with these things in mind, the teacher should be able to make a few simple accommodations such that the Asperger's child can not only pay attention, but also pay attention for longer periods of time and focus on the relevant aspects of the lesson.